Today we are speaking with Dave Cox, CEO of Worlds, a Dallas-based company that uses an AI platform to help companies build an industrial metaverse. We're also going to be discussing Chat GPT and text-to-image technology and their ramifications on the advertising world. Well, welcome, Dave.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Good to talk to you again. So tell us in real simple terms what Worlds does.
In the simplest of terms, we built an AI platform that helps the world's largest industrial companies bring AI-based automation directly into their ground floor operation. We're building what we call a platform for the industrial metaverse, live digital twins of real-world environments that let our customers measure and analyze and reimagine their businesses at scale to make real change. Gartner's calling it like a $300 billion industry.
What is 4D?
Yeah.
And how are you going to optimize companies with 4D?
We basically created a unique combination of deep learning, IoT, and spatial modeling. It lets us capture the world, their operations in 2D with cameras and other sensors, but then re-express it live in, as you asked, a 4D model. The fourth D is time, so X, Y, and Z plus time. But in Worlds, if we had cameras in your room, we'd have your whole room as a digital twin, and we'd know exactly where you are in space and time, even when you moved around in real time. So this ability to measure the real world in real time and then re-express the real world as data is really unique to Worlds.
Your company recently acquired a $21 million funding round. What are you going to do with that money? How are you going to expand your business?
This year is more about expansion. So expanding the number of sites at every customer location, but also expanding the number of customers that are using our software. And most importantly, expanding our team. There's not a recipe for what we're doing in the world. There's not another company in the market doing what we're doing. So we've kind of created a market of one. And that's really due to the team that we built. They're incredible.
And speaking of not having a recipe for anything, let's talk about something that's very sort of pertinent to the advertising world, and that's Chat GPT. There's lots of hype going around that it's going to take away jobs, it's going to create jobs, it's going to cause issues. What is your opinion on the subject?
I think as a marketer and a person that's creating content, we have to learn how to work with this technology. It's fascinating, because it's not regurgitating content that it read. It actually, built an understanding of what it read, like a principle-based analysis, like we do when we read something. We learn the hidden meanings between and underneath words, and that's what this thing is doing now. And so it can generate text on the fly. It's basically predicting the next word all the time.
What happens when there's no more content being created by humans? Then we're living in a science fiction movie at that point.
Yeah, you actually bring up an interesting point. It's almost like it becomes a cannibal at that point, right? Machines are learning from machines, and yeah. So what happens? I don't think we know the answer to that yet. But I do have some of the same questions you do, Patty. Like, what happens in the world when the price of generating content, when the cost of generating content is zero?
Well, let's talk about stable diffusion. That's like text to image. Nike did something with like a store on Mars or something. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool when you think about an art director having to envision that, and it just did it in 10 seconds.
If you look at what they did at Stability AI, the guys that created Stable Diffusion, they garnered a data set of over 100,000 gigabytes of images, right? And they compressed it down to a 1.6 gigabyte file. 1.6 gigabytes. How is that possible? It's because of that principle-based analysis. It's not storing the images per se, as it is storing how they were created. It's a real statement of where we're headed and what's going to be possible in the future. But yeah, we can all be creatives now.
That's even more scary.
Yeah. Well, think
on the advertising side, it's like, wait,
yeah.
Everybody's a director. Now everybody's a creative too. Oh, Lord, help us.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to ask you about Worlds, where is it going to go 5-10 years from now?
It's not stopping at building the individual company locations that we're building now, but to connect their metaverse with other metaverses, right? So we can build this like trustless environment for sharing, where companies are openly sharing, their real world information. What we need is AI for people, right? So let's build AIs that work for us and for the betterment of mankind, the betterment of humanity, as opposed to using AI to study us and learn how to sell us something. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity there, a lot of places to go. We can take that a lot further, for sure.
Well, you've certainly given us a lot of food for thought here. Good luck with Worlds and everything you're doing in the future. And we'll check back in another couple years or so and see how crazy it is then.
Thanks, Patty. It was great speaking with you again.
Great to see you.